Hi, let's talk with Yolanda. How you doing? Today is a beautiful day. Excuse me. Let's talk with Yolanda. How you doing today? Today, I wanted to bring to you another topic. Today's topic that I would like to bring to you was, do you know if you're grieving? This is important, people. This is important. Let me get my cup of tea. All right, people, how you doing? Happy Friday. How you doing today? Today, I have a lot that I would like to bring to you, and yes, I have my PowerPoints because today I have something I wanted to bring to you because we talked about depression. And we talked about the different depressions. So today, I want to talk about disassociation with depression and how does that look, okay? Disassociation, disorder, and bereavement kind of have a lot in common, and it plays an intricate role. So today, how you feeling out there? It's a beautiful day. It's Friday. I want to know how you're feeling. And I want to say happy Friday. Thank you for tuning in. And I want to start off with identifying the stages of grief. This is a hard topic, but it's a real topic, and I chose to talk about this topic today because it correlates with depression, okay? And we talk about carrying the bags, and we talk about carrying the stuff that do not belong to us, and a lot of pain we carry around that just really don't belong to us, okay? So today I wanted to talk about, do you know if you're grieving? Because you could be grieving and you could be walking along and not even know that you're grieving, okay? This is serious. And I want to start off with our daily exercise of breathing in, breathing out. I would like to do the count of 5 with the breathing in, breathing out. I also have my cup of tea, and I'm going to start off with the breathing. Today, I would like to do 5. Okay, we're going to do 5. We're going to do the 5, and we are going to just get it in a little bit, okay? Came over here to get a little better lighting, okay? On 5, we're going to start, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5, okay? We're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. Inhale, exhale, okay? On the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our icebreaker, people. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Do it slowly. Let them toxins go out of your body. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's start our day. Okay. So, we're going to talk about grief. We're going to talk about grief on this Friday, how it correlates with depression, and the importance of recognizing it. And you can be walking around carrying it, not even know that you have it. So I have my cup of tea. I hope you have yours. Please join me. Excuse me. You know, each time I'm making it, it's starting to get better and better. That's that herbal tea. That's that self-care that we talked about. All right, let's get down to business here. Let's talk. I thank you for joining in. This is a very serious topic, but again, I chose to talk about it because it correlates with depression. And we've been talking about depression, okay? Let's talk about identifying the stages of grief. Let's talk about the stages that you may have experienced and the continuum of the stress, the fear, the anxiety. Let's talk about it, okay? Because grief is real. Depression is real. So we're going to talk about identifying the stages you have experienced and which stage you may presently be in. This is important, people. Let's talk, okay? Identify how avoidance and dealing with the loss has negatively impacted your life. You know, grief comes whether it was your husband, whether it was your wife, whether it was your mom, whether it was your child, whether it was your grandchild, whether it was a pet. Because a pet could be associated with a part of your family. So, you know, the grief factor comes like, you know, whether or not you're talking about a family member, a pet. Grief can be associated with a separation. Grief could be separating from your loved one in a divorce, okay, or in the process of a divorce. Grief can be a person that you known in your neighborhood that was violently taken out, you know, whether this person was killed, whether this person died, you know, of the COVID from the pandemic. You know, grief is real. Just like depression is real, grief is real. Okay. Avoidance is big because, you know, we talked about suppressing your feelings, and avoidance is a big part of that. You know, I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to pack it away. It's not a good thing because in the process of that, it can deteriorate you. Okay? So let's talk about it. Sometimes you have to make a list of how avoidance of the grief that you have endured, okay? You know, what is it, or why is it that I don't want to talk about it? What's going on, okay? That's big. You know, how avoidance is not an escape from reality, because death is reality. You know, grieving is reality, and this is real, people. This is real, and it's something worthwhile discussing, because sometimes you carry stuff that don't belong to you, and this is one of the things that you may be carrying along with you. But grief can also make you feel like you have just lost your mind. It can put you in a very very heavy state of depression, okay? It could put you in a state of depression that you don't want to be in, okay? So let's talk about it, people. How you doing? It's Friday. Do you have your cup of tea? Or you may not have your cup of tea. Today, this cup that I chose, it says, think happy, be happy. I chose this because this topic that we're talking about is a serious topic. But when someone loses their life does not mean that that is the end. It may feel like it's the end, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end. Bereavement. Bereavement could also become, do you remember when I broke down some of the depressive symptoms or disorders? Adjustment disorder with depressive moods and bereavement kind of go hand in hand. You know, that's why we're talking today. This is real, people. This is real, okay? You know, living in a city life, you know, there's a lot of violence. You know, people have lost a lot of loved ones. Self-disclosed, I have lost a loved one to street violence. And does that mean that's the end? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It means that you really, really need to dig down in your toolbox and find some tools to help you get through the next day, get through the night, get through the minutes, because this is real. Remember when I told you about that string where we pull each other? This is a time that you have to pull on each other, because death itself, grieving, remember when we talked a while back and we talked about getting to the edge? Well, here's the deal. You can get to the edge. A lot of people go over. Some people will be able to climb back up. Some people do not have the strength and endurance to climb back up. This is real, people. How you doing today? Let's talk with Yolanda. I thank you for joining in. I thank you for all the comments that you have shared and being a part of this, because right now, a lot of people are grieving. People are grieving because they lost their income. It doesn't necessarily mean grief. You have to relate it with death. Grief comes in so many different forms. Let's talk about it. How you doing? Hope you have that cup of tea, glass of water, or something, and you're taking this time and joining with me. We did the breathing exercise as an icebreaker, because I want to go back to that and say, within this time that we're discussing these heavy topics, if you need to stop and inhale, exhale, because these topics are heavy and these topics are real. But you need to know that you can get through it. It's hard. It's very hard. You know, if you're talking about bereavement and death, you may have lost multiple deaths. However, if you do not deal with it, if you do not face it, you stay stuck. And you stay stuck in time. You stay stuck when that incident happened. You may move forward. You may dress yourself. You may go to work. But again, when we talked about that mass feeling, you may mask, I'm okay. But it's mask like, because in reality, you're so far from being okay. Okay? Let's talk, people. How you doing today? It's Friday, people. Stages. Let's talk about them. Let's break them down. Let's break them down. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression. Acceptance. This is serious. Let's break them down. Let's talk about it, people, okay? Denial. Denial is avoidance, confusion, shock, fear. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Frustration, irritability, anxiety, okay? Probably won't even be able to sleep because so much is on the brain, okay? Bargaining. Bargaining is struggling to find a meaning telling your narrative to other people, okay? Pain is real, people. Pain is real. Depression. Feeling fearful. And acceptance. Acceptance come down the road. Acceptance come when you can explore the options of putting a plan in place to say, I can move forward. I can move forward and still carry the grief, but know where to put the grief. Or again, you manage it. It does not manage you. It's a difference. It's a difference, people. How you doing today? Okay? Let's talk about these stages a little bit more, okay? You know, again, we talk about grief. Grief can be losing your job, relocating to a different location, a different city, and leaving all your loved ones behind. Grief can be losing a major part of your family. And you can feel like the stability is gone. But then again, that becomes a dependent. And that becomes, I cannot move forward because this person I love or these people that I love is no longer here. There's no reason for me to live. It's not true, people. Because if you love that loved one will want you to move forward and want you to thrive. Okay? Let's talk about it. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. And yes, I have a smile on my face. I have a smile on my face why we're talking about this topic. Because yes, it is serious. But do you allow it to consume you? Do you allow it to be in control? Be in control of your destiny? Let's talk about the stages, okay? Let's talk about that denial. That denial is so big in so many ways, okay? Initially, you are in shock that this happened. We are telling ourselves that this can't happen. This can't be real. Am I dreaming? Will I wake up from this dream? Is this a nightmare? Numbing. Wow. The numbness take over your body. It seems to make you feel like you're frozen in time, okay? I can't comprehend this is happening. All of these are normal reactions, okay? Let's talk about anger. You can be annoyed, easily blaming others, questioning some people. Some people have went as far as question their faith, okay? Yeah, it's a part of grief. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is you. If it doesn't fit, don't worry about it. But it does happen and it is real and it does happen to some people, okay? Feeling negative about everything and everyone. Because once you experience it, nothing else you feel really matter. Can we talk, people? Okay. Underlining feelings of anger and pain. This can make you feel like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to groom myself. I don't want to be around people and just stay in one spot and solve, okay? Why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? You know, we take on in that anger stage, like it happened to you personally, you know, and that's dealing with a lot. That's dealing with a lot. Why me? Why my child? Why my husband, my parent, my friend, my neighbor, my pet? Okay, let's talk about bargaining. Bargaining is when you say, please God, you know, not let this be happening. You know, you could take me instead. I'd rather have this person back in my life. Yes. This stage is when we try to come up with a plan to fix it, a plan that this is not happening, or I always fix everything. Can I fix this? Can I wake up from this dream? Can I turn around and this person is there? Depression. This is the biggie. This is what we've been talking about. Depression comes in where that emptiness, that void, something's missing. The loss is real and we feel it. The heaviness of it, it kind of weighs us down, okay? Our bodies feel numb. Our heart pounds. We're in disbelief. We don't want to believe it. The pain of the loneliness, the pain of feeling overwhelmed, the pain of if this is a loved one and this person is close to you, it's like, oh my God, my other arm is just gone. The pain of waking up and turning and looking and no one's there. The pain of how am I going to move forward? The pain of just staying stuck in time in that moment, okay? Acceptance. Acceptance is you never forgetting, coming to some kind of term of peace within yourself. As hard as it is, say I need to move forward. I need to get the help that I might need because maybe I can't get through this. Acceptance of saying I am willing to talk about it. I am willing to open the door and let somebody in. I am willing to say, this may be a little bit too hard for me and I may need some help to move forward. How you doing, people? Let's talk. Yes, this is a deep topic and it's real. Got my cup of tea. You know, losing somebody is like losing a part of you. You know, I self-disclose, I've had many of losses. However, I know that I have to move forward. I know that it's real. I know that if I didn't have a toolbox to dig down in and get the different tools that I needed to move forward, it would be absolutely very hard to move forward, okay? You know, this is a time where it doesn't matter, you know, where people say, oh, you're strong, you'll make it. That's not true. That's not true at all, because you're human, because you feel, and because grieving or being in bereavement, period, and depression, it correlates together. Okay? So it's up to you to find a little way out. Again, hope you got your blinds open, letting that sun come in. You went outside, you got some fresh air. You talk to someone. Or if you're not talking to someone, you're journaling. You're doing something that you don't get nowhere near that edge, okay? Because this thing is so real. Some people that do not dig into the toolbox to get the correct tool to help them get to the next level, risky behaviors come in that we talked about the other day. Risky behaviors where people are doing self-harm. I want to be with that person. But then you got to ask yourself, do that person really want you to come with them? Or do they want you to move forward, okay, and be the best that you can be and carry them along with you? Let's talk about it. Remembrance. This is big. Remembering for the good. Okay? Because remember when we talked about the strengths and we talked about barriers, remembering for the good, okay? That's important, okay? Remembering the good of a person. Remembering those that you love. Remembering the love, the loss for long as you can remember. Carry that with you, okay? Remember, give yourself permission to remember, to not block it out. Remember for your own good by understanding the difference between reminiscing and remembering, okay? Remember the good. Remember the good in others by letting you remember and being inspired to contribute to the world, okay? And sharing your wisdom that you assess through your own remembrance. Remember in your own unique journey, because you've went on a journey. If this was a parent that you lost, there were special moments that only you and your parent shared. If it was your mom, it was a bond. If it was your dad, it may have been a bond. It is something special and unique about it that will never ever leave you, okay? Recognizing it, though, will be the strength that you need to move forward. Okay, sometimes we waste a lot of time and energy of why me? I can't believe this happened to me. Sometimes it's bigger than us. Sometimes it's bigger than us. Okay, but dealing with your grief is very important. And if you feel like you do not have a social network, you need to get one. You need to, if you go to therapy and get professional help, it's okay. It's okay, because everybody needs someone to talk to. What is not okay is feeling like you're Wonder Woman, Wonder Man. I hold everything in. I can deal with this myself. You don't really have to. And if you don't want to do therapy, then that's fine too. Talk to somebody. Get the support system put in place. You could say, oh my God, my mom, my dad, my friend, my child, my husband, my wife, or whoever it may be died years and years and years ago, and I don't understand why I can't get over it. Well, here's the deal. You never get over it. But you learn where to put it. And you learn to walk with it. And you learn to carry the memory and carry the good times and the good things about the relationship. If the person just said something to you, or the smell of the person, this is real. This is real. You may want to go to the grave site. You may want to go talk to that person. You may want to get a balloon, and you may want to put a message in the balloon, or just release the balloon. You may want to say, I need to write a letter to this person. There was some unfinished business that need to be discussed. Put it in a letter. Put it in a letter. Put your feelings down. If you can't go to the cemetery, go to a safe place and have your private talk with this person. If there's unfinished business, then maybe it's time to talk about it. Maybe it's time to say, I'm hurting. I can't believe you're gone. I miss you. I love you. These are real things. These are real things, okay? If you say that you're hurting, your pain is real to you, your pain is real to me. Because as I self-disclose, I've had numerous losses. And no, I am not Wonder Woman by a long shot. I hurt just like the next person. However, I'm grateful that I do have the type of job that I have to help me to learn that if there is a toolbox, I need to keep the toolbox with me. We'll talk in the next session about the importance of learning to utilize your tools, because symptomatically it can break different things down. It can break your health down. It can go way beyond just a depression, okay? How you doing today? Thank you so much for tuning in. Recognizing the positive rather than the negative. That's a biggie. Trusting that part to guide you rather than looking for answers. Sometimes we waste so much time saying, I can't believe this happened. Why did this happen? Why? And again, we stay stuck in that time, in that moment, and we don't move forward. We don't move forward, okay? You can journal. You can tell your narrative, because it is your narrative. And there may be something about your narrative that no one knows. Maybe when you journal that, it may bring you a sense of comfort. It may bring you a sense of joy. It may be you sharing your narrative and saying, I remember when this person said this, that brought a smile upon my face. Maybe when you're sharing that narrative, maybe that avoidance had blocked that out. Maybe it may come back. And maybe it will put another smile on your face, okay? To allow you to move forward. Okay, people. Quote, it's Black History Month. Not everything that is faced can be changed. But nothing can be changed until it is faced. James Baldwin. Powerful, people. Because here's the deal. if you do not face it, you can't deal with it. I have a few cards today. I want to talk about family. To me, is very important because that's another source of my support system, my network. Self-disclosure, I have a sister. I talk to her every single day. It gives me joy. It gives me fulfillment. It gives me my self-care. I call her and I'm like, I have my cup, and actually, this tea is so good. Actually, it don't even be tea. It be a cup of coffee in the morning. And she'll call me and she'll be like, do you have your cup of coffee? Well, she's my network. She's my support system. She's my, I don't think you sound too good. What is going on with you? And I can talk to her. She's my village. She's my person that I lean on. I talk with my son every day because I'm grateful that I still have a son. When I self-disclose, I may have lost something, but then I have something still. Sometimes you lose everything and you have nothing but yourself. But to be able to have a support system, it's important, okay? So I choose family for me to be my first support system, along with a lot of other support system. But I'm grateful to be able to pick the phone up when I need to dig in that toolbox, because the toolbox has a lot of stuff in it, people. Okay, let's talk about acceptance. Accepting things for what they are and saying, how do I deal with this? Or not being in the fog and saying, this is not real. That comes under the self-acceptance, and being self-acceptance to yourself, being self-acceptance to say, where I self-disclose about my son, I am grateful that he was even in my life. I am grateful for the impact that he may have had with me. What is important and what is not important. Sometimes we got to go in that toolbox and we got to straighten things out so it don't become clutter. What's important is important, and what's not important, don't let it clutter your judgment, okay? Health. I chose health because in the next session we'll talk about that systematic stuff, that this is not just about depression. This can tear you down. This can tear you down from being a healthy person to a non-healthy person. Okay? Grieving is real. It's how you deal with it. Okay? It's not easy. And achieving is important to me, because achieving your goal, if your goal is just that today I get up, today I open the blinds, today I do some self-grooming, today I tell my story, today I call a friend, I call a neighbor, I call a family, but I call somebody. Today, I want to live. That's the key, and that's very important, okay? So today, That's all I have for you. I appreciate you. But before we leave today, because we're talking about depression, but we're talking about grief and loss, and this is very heavy, I would like to end this the way I started, with a breathing exercise. I would like to do 5 inhale and 5 exhale. This is something, when you feel you're overwhelmed, this is something you can do. However, when you are doing this, you can breathe in, breathe out, but you want to breathe in and breathe out very slow, at a slow pace. You can, it's called guided imagery in therapy. You can imagine that you're somewhere beautiful and take yourself there, and you can breathe in and breathe out. And if you're up here, and if I asked you on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling, and 10 being the worst, and you're saying, oh, right now I'm feeling about a 7 or 8, and then maybe after you utilize that breathing technique, I said, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the worst? You said, oh, right now I'm feeling about a 6, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm feeling like I'm not feeling a depressive mood, or that adjustment disorder has subsided, because I'm facing my fears. I'm facing the stressors. I'm dealing with the challenges. It's real, people. It's real. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for just being a part of this platform, because we can help each other. And yes, you're my support system. I'm your support system. We can work together. Let's get this breathing in. So again, on 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe it out. Let it go. Breathe in. Breathe it out. If this was really heavy for you today, you want to breathe it in and let the toxin out. Breathe in and breathe it out. Breathe in and breathe it out. It's a beautiful day out there. I hope and I pray that you're able to come to a resolution. You know, if you have been in the grieving process, or you are in the grieving process, and if you have lost a loved one, you get something from this. If you can use it, keep it. Share it though. If you don't need it, share it, because someone else can really use it. Okay? Pain is real. Depression is real. Fear is real. Stress is real. Okay? Losing a loved one is real. But we can all pull on the string together, and you can get through. Doesn't mean that it diminishes your love for that person. It doesn't mean that it's not real. But it just means that your support network didn't let you get to the edge. I thank you so much for tuning in today. It has been my pleasure. I am grateful for this platform, and I am grateful for each and every one of you that tune in, tell someone about it, has shared some of your narrative. I say thank you so much. If it's God will, I will be back on Tuesday. We will be talking about grief, part 2, a little more in depth about it. I thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. God's will. I'll talk to you then. Love yourself. Love your neighbor. Okay? Love that support system. Dios te bendiga. Gracias. See you soon.